I'm joined now by CNN political analyst Josh Rogin. He is also a foreign policy columnist for The Washington Post. I know you're watching all of this carefully, Josh. Biden was very much trying to reassure allies in this speech. He said U.S. partnerships are rooted in democracy. They are not transactional, not extractive. What stood out to you?
Well, the message is clear and simple. The Biden administration wants to turn the page from a Trump administration that was constantly attacking our allies and our adversaries at the same time. They have priorities. It's the pandemic, climate change, and then China, pretty much in that order. What stood out to me is that while it's very good that the Biden administration, and very reassuring to your European allies, that they're not going to do intentional damage, there's not a lot of specifics in terms of what they're actually going to do to try to solve all these big problems. Repairing the relationships is nice, and we do have shared values, but we don't always have shared interests. So now the challenge will be, how do we actually solve these problems? And the first challenge and problem that they're going to try to solve is the Iran issue, and that's a difficult one to start with.
And the president says the U.S. is willing to sit down with Iran and other world leaders for talks on the nuclear deal that Trump withdrew from in 2018 that was quite hard fought and also controversial, something that the Obama administration had done. What issues does that raise?
What issues does that not raise? I mean, we're talking about a country in Iran that threatens Israel, that its proxies are attacking U.S. forces in Iraq, and that is building a nuclear arsenal that could be quickly used towards building a nuclear weapons program. And all of those things are difficult problems if you didn't have the domestic opposition from the last Iran deal in the first place. Make no mistake, these negotiations are already going on. White House officials have been quietly reaching out to all members of the P5+1, including China, including Iran. What they're moving to now is a public version of that diplomacy, and that will allow everyone to see what they're up to and to see what their plans are. The plan is to return to the old deal in order to use it as a stepping stone to getting a new and better deal. Each one of those steps is going to be very, very difficult, but they can't get there unless they start. And what the Biden administration is saying is, this is our priority. This is where we're going to spend our limited political and diplomatic capital. And it's going to be a hard fight both inside the United States and around the world.
Yes, you are going to be very busy. Josh Rogin, thank you so much for being with us.